Hey guys, this is Alex Van Houten at Defining Dadbod here with a great friend, Chris Vanderslice, owner and founder of PTbyCV. You can get connected with him at www.PTbyCV or Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook of the same name at PTbyCV. Chris, how you doing today, man?
I'm doing well, Alex. How are you, buddy?
Kicking butt and taking names, brother.
Every day. I hear ya.
Really glad to have you on, man. So excited to bring you on the show and rock some minds and drop some knowledge. So I want to talk a little bit about you before I get into your business and fitness philosophy and stuff. Could you just, for me and our viewers, if you could tell us about your fitness journey. What led you to this point to be passionate about fitness, and how does that play into you and your family?
Sure, man. Well, from a young age, I played sports. I started baseball when I was 9, so I've always been type of an athletic guy. I haven't veered too far away from athleticism my entire life. While going to college, I met personal trainers that they assigned to certain athletes, and I thought it was very interesting. You know, I'm like, what do you do? How do you just teach people to work out? That's pretty cool. And you're just helping people with their daily lives and becoming healthier. That's an awesome thing. And I was in college at that time for athletic training. So I finished my athletic training degree, and I immediately, my first semester in college, I started a personal training business. So I carried myself through college essentially with a personal training business. It was a different name back then. Ended up growing into 5 different states, which was pretty awesome. So it's always been innate in me to personal train, to help people, to just take fitness journeys with them. One, because I thought it was really cool helping people work out. And 2, because I think it's really inspiring, the people that I get to meet on this journey, and taking the life-changing trip with them is just, it's amazing to me. It fills me with so much gratification that I can't explain how much, you know?
And you're a linguistic anomaly, just making up words. And dude, we need to put that down. I like that. That's good.
Put it in the thesaurus, and then you have to put my picture by
That's
it after
right.
that.
Gratifaction. You heard it here first, folks.
Baby.
But no, dude, that's awesome. So all the way back in college is when you actually started making a difference in people's lives through athleticism and exercise?
You got it. It's been 18 years of just awesomeness, man.
Wow. 18 years in the industry. That's powerful.
Yes,
so, kind of spanning that, I bet you have some really good stories. How about you pick your favorite client you've ever trained ever? Tell me about that person.
My favorite client I've ever trained ever. Wow. I have a couple. One, her name is Abby, and she's a very awesome client of mine. I trained her at the Chatham Club when I worked there for a little bit. She's a very interesting character. She loves playing this dragon game on the bike, one of these recumbent bikes that we had. They have a TV screen on it. And one of the things I remember is after every workout, we would go and get in cardio, and we would play this dragon game and try to beat the points from the day before. And it just amazingly, every time she would increase her points by 100 to 200 points, but also increase her distance by like half a mile to a mile, or increase her speed just to get extra points. So, training her was one of the most special times of my life. And then another client I had on the male side, his name was Brian. And this guy at age 3 had a glioma, which is it's a tumor on your brainstem, basically. And you couldn't operate. So at 3 years old, this kid's given a 0% chance to live.
Oh my gosh.
Makes it through radiation. So they radiated down through his ear, into the glioma, into the tumor. And then, he was 27, I believe, and he had a stroke, and it kind of partially paralyzed his right side. So he was kind of struggling to walk on a crane and things of that nature. And I met him, and we talked for probably about 2 hours. I met him and his mom on the same day when we were, I was applying for the position to be his trainer, basically. And we talked forever, got his story, and let me tell you, with some of the determination that this guy had, you couldn't make it up. I would tell him, we're going to do 12 to 15 reps of this just to get you ready for it, and he would do 18 to 20. He would be dog tired and push out 3 more just to try to improve himself and get himself better. And he really inspired me. So he was one of my most inspirational clients I believe I've ever had.
I love that.
Plus the fact that he's overcome so much in his life. It's awesome to see that. Also, he gained feeling in his right big toe and got off his crutch when we were training. So that was a pretty awesome story.
Wow, nice job, man. Yeah. I bet
Thanks, brother.
After working with somebody like that, you work with some other clients and they have some excuses, and I mean you can't really tell them up front because that's not real nice, not great for business. But at some level, it's like, hey, you really don't have a whole bunch to complain about. At least you didn't have a stroke at 26, right?
Exactly. You know, cut the crap, get in here and get it done, because there are so many people out there that would love to have a functioning body, a fully functioning, capable body that can do everyday activities that you and I take for granted.
Yeah.
You know, and some things are a challenge, especially if you can't use the right side of your body. That's a big challenge. So, you know, seeing that, there's no excuse. You know, someone like Brian, compared to someone like you or I, who were just sometimes lazy, is a big comparison, you know.
Yeah, like you're either somebody who life happens to, or you're somebody who makes life happen. And I love that story. Thanks for that. So this show, I mean, we cover a lot of topics, but this show, I'm especially interested in how did fitness change for you when you became a dad? You've got a 2-year-old at home, Mr. Bracketack. I think Braxton is his given name if you look on his birth certificate. And then I understand you've got a little guy in the womb actually growing by the day. So how did fitness change for you about 2 years ago when you became a dad?
It changed dramatically, my friend. The timing of it, I would say. So, you know, sleep deprivation is a real thing when you have a child, because I'm sure you know.
The struggle is real, brother.
The struggle is real. So I had to focus more, starting out with a kid, you know, I kind of had to focus a little bit more on some lower impact training, lower intensity training for the first few months, just to, one, not to keep my body in a state of recovery the entire time I was, you know, sleep deprived, and two, just so I could have a little bit of sanity. You know, working out is kind of a release for me.
Yeah,
and
for
so
sure.
that, you know, that 20 to 30 minutes I was able to get into the gym just felt fantastic. With no, you know, there's no diapers to change, there's no kids to feed, that, you know, it's just me and the weights. So it took a dramatic shift simply because of the amount of time that I had to pour into being a father, which, you know, it's important to be there for your kids. I think a healthy relationship with your son or your daughter stems from at least 45 minutes of some type of active interaction with your kid per day, I believe, somewhere in that area. So, you know, your exercise doesn't take a back seat per se, but it does take a time cut. Dramatic time cut.
Well, that's for sure. And, you know, I don't know, every parent deals with this a little bit differently, but I was a mad sleep deprived dad. Like I was sleep deprived and I felt stupid, like a shell of my former self, you know, and my body kind of hurt all the time. And it was pretty brutal, but working out was a way for me to deal with that so that I didn't bring it home with me. You know, you have the little crying hamster who took over your wife, or at least that's how mine was for like 3 months, if not longer. You know, you come home and you need to love on her so that, you know, she can love on the baby, and she needs you at your best. So I completely get the overcoming sleep deprivation thing. That's tough, dude.
Definitely, without question.
Ugh. So let's talk about your business, and like you founded PTbyCV. It sounds like it's you know, the next iteration of businesses you founded in the past. Tell me about some of your core philosophies. What does your business stand for, and what are you trying to do for people?
Yeah, I would love to tell you. So what I stand for is just bringing great, reliable, quality personal training to people that's affordable. You know, that's the real true reason behind why I started. I look at people charging, you know, crazy prices and providing subpar, you know, training. And you see it all the time. I'm trying to break personal training norm, I guess you would say, of what people would think about a personal trainer. I would like to, you know, have people picture a personal trainer as someone that is really going to help them reach their health and fitness goals, really going to help them through their life's journey of being a healthier person. So, my goal is to break the stigma of, hey, personal trainers are just trying to get some money and train you for an hour.
Or just for rich people, right?
Yeah, or just for rich people in general. Yeah, you don't have to be rich to have a personal trainer. There's something for everyone. And I guarantee you my rates are competitive and affordable in my region. It's just simply because I want to be able to be helping these people, and I want them to be able to afford it. I'm trying to help them, not break their bank account.
Right. I love that. And you're on the East Coast. Like if somebody wanted to see you in person, you're on the East Coast, right? But you also have a virtual offering. You actually do virtual coaching as well, correct?
Yes, I do. So I offer in-home personal training if you're within like 30 miles of Chester, New Jersey. So if you're in that radius and you're hearing this podcast and you want to look me up, www.PTbyCV.com, or just call me direct, 201-696-8146. If you're not in the 30-mile radius, but you think I'm interesting and you would like to talk to me, that's completely fine because I offer online training as well. The online component has an app. When you download the app, I send you your workouts, your meal plans, your cardio routines, etc., so forth. It's all conveniently done within that app. So you can literally have your fitness journey right there on your phone. You don't even have to use a laptop or a PC. You literally have it right there on your phone, which is very beautiful. And I've been able to help so many people around the world, and that's gratifying. That feels good.
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm talking specifically to dads right now. You really don't have a whole bunch of time and energy to, reinvent the wheel. So having an app on your phone to be like, this is your workout today. This is what you get to eat today. Like kind of makes it a nice outsourcing.
Yeah. Well, on the back end, what I'm doing is I'm setting up the calendar for the dads or the moms or the brothers, whoever it may be. So on my end, what I do is I create your program. And I'm not just saying, okay, well, here's 12 exercise sessions. Good luck, Chuck. You can do 4 a week or 3 a week. I set you up for 3 times a week. And that 3 times a week is actually put into a calendar. So every time you go into the app, you know exactly what you should be doing for that day. So if it's a cardio day, you know the cardio that you need to do. If it's a workout day or strength training, whatever it may be, you know exactly what you need to do. And let's say, Alex, if you don't know the exercise, you click on the link to the exercise, right? It doesn't take you to a new page or anything. It just drops down a video, and there's a video showing you how to perform the exercise properly so you don't hurt yourself.
Yeah, that's important. I mean, if I had a nickel for every time a client was like, wait, what's that exercise? 'Cause you write homework and maybe your jargon isn't necessarily the same as, T-Nations or whatever. So, right. I love that. So tell me about you had a couple things that you say are really your core philosophies, the things you like to harp on with clients. And one of those things is consistency. Tell me a little bit more about that. Why is that the thing you like to drive home to clients?
Sure. Consistency is key. You basically are, or you become what you consistently do. So if you're consistent in your workouts and your healthy lifestyle, you'll consistently be a healthy person. Now, I know there's flu and colds and blah, blah, blah. However, if you're a healthy person, your immune system is pretty stout. So you're more likely to fight off the colds and the flus and the viruses that are going around. So, consistency is making health and fitness a lifestyle, not, making health and fitness the first 90-day challenge after January and then falling off until the next January.
I love that you use the Aristotle quote. I preach that all the time. Like if anybody wants to hear about homeostasis and stuff, that's a few shows ago, the truth about why you're not getting results. But that's powerful. It sounds like you and I come from a very similar understanding of how the body works and how we want to help people make changes that are going to last them a long time, not just change them for the immediate and kind of move on that way. So how does that play out in your life? Like what's consistent Chris Vanderslice shooting for on a regular basis?
Consistent Chris Vanderslice is pretty complicated right now simply because of the 2-year-old and the one on the way. So my me time is before people wake up. What I do is I'll get up 4:35-ish in the morning. I'll go hit the gym. to get my workout for the day in, whatever that may be, if it's cardio or strength training. And then, I have meal plans for myself. So I also provide nutrition, for anyone who really wants nutrition as well. So what I do is I make an exercise plan for myself and a meal plan for myself, which, is another one of my big philosophies is you need to plan. You need to have some type of plan. And if you can't plan for yourself, Alex, how can you plan for other people? Right.
For sure.
So I set out a nice exercise workout plan for myself and a nice nutritional plan for myself. And then I abide by those on a weekly basis. I don't set it up just week to week for myself. Of course, I go out farther than a week, but on the week to week basis is when I use the meal plans that I create for myself, because I feel weird about food staying in the refrigerator over a week.
Yeah, because it feels weird when you eat it. That's I'm only one stomach virus away from my ideal weight. I don't know about you. This guy. So no, I love that you plan for yourself, as carefully, if not even more carefully than you would tell your clients to. That's practicing what you preach. So I understand that you're getting back into fitness modeling soon. Is that
definitely? Picking a goal and trying to reach it is one of the biggest things, and the goal should be attainable. Any personal trainer will tell you that. Pick some type of goal that's time based, that's very attainable, that's actually realistic. And then shoot for that goal. Well, my next goal, at one point in time, I was a fitness model. And then once I hit,
is this pre-Instagram?
Oh, this is way pre. Yeah, you can't find me. Sorry. Yeah, it's pre-Instagram. It's pre-Facebook, I think. Actually, good Lord, I'm old. But once I passed 35, the thought in my head was, I think I should do fitness modeling again and try some competitions, because I've trained with clients for competitions and dropped body fat with them and got competition ready, but never entered a competition. Huh. So I think it'd be cool for me to, yeah, I know, right? What's wrong with me? So one, I think it'd be cool to actually enter the freaking competition this time. And two, I think it'd be cool to get back into the fitness modeling simply because it's pretty fun, getting out there and seeing the different brands and taking photos and meeting the different people that are in the fitness environment.
Yeah, for sure. I've met several of those people, and they are some interesting cats. Let me say it just takes an amazing amount of commitment to yourself and your program to do that on a regular basis. I'll just say that.
That's true. That is very true. It's very strict. It's you have to be laser focused, man. And if you're not, you won't succeed.
Well, so for those of us who aren't fitness models and probably won't aspire to be, not all of us are quite the tall drink of water you are, sir. But stepping back from that a little bit, let's talk a bit about just life in general for you. I would love to hear some of your fitness related stuff, your family related stuff, your work related stuff. So this question is something I like to ask every person I interview on the show. What is your favorite nutrition hack as a dad?
My favorite nutrition hack as a dad?
You got it.
Let's see. Meal preps, 100% would be my favorite nutrition hack. Quick, simple, easy to prepare meals. Prep them and stack them in your fridge. That way you have time to eat always. Your food's always there.
What's your go-to meal? The easy one that takes you like 3 to 5 minutes and makes 5 days worth of food.
Exactly. So ground beef, ground turkey, ground chicken, and then some avocado, right? So I get my healthy proteins, my healthy fats, and some of the carbs in there with avocado, and some hot sauce or salsa. That is a definite go-to. And if I feel a little frisky, I'll add some blue cheese, man.
Dude, that's fantastic. So you literally just fry up some ground beef and keep it in a container with half of an avocado or something and throw some hot sauce on it and you're good?
You got it, man.
Man, it takes people longer to go to Wendy's than it does for you to pull your lunch out of your sack and just chow some ground beef.
Exactly. Simple, man. The things you learn when you have a kid, hey, quick meal prep. Let's do some beef patties.
The less time you spend meal prepping, the more time you can spend wrestling in the floor and playing with Nerf swords, right?
Exactly. It's the most important part. Braxton actually busted my lip today. He made me bleed a little bit.
I bet you were so proud.
I was like, that was a good knock, buddy. Right in the face.
Nice job. Nice job. I'm going to explain this to people. Yeah, my son punched me in the face. It was awesome.
Right. Yeah. How'd you get that lip? Oh, my son.
Took the old man down.
Exactly.
All right. So what is your biggest gym pet peeve? You're working out in the gym, you look around and you're like, facepalm. What is the thing that drives you bonkers?
So one, just in general, okay, is incorrect form. That it drives me nuts because I know all the injuries that are going to happen because of that incorrect form, right? If you have
What's the last one you saw?
The last one I saw, not enough points of contact on a bench press. So arched back way up in the air like they're pushing their abs to the ceiling. And and their elbows were completely dipped. So they went way farther than 90 on their extension. And it just, there's so many injuries that you're going to cause for your back and your shoulder joints with that type of improper movement.
Right. And so what do you tell that person? Drop the weight and press your back on the pad?
Drop your weight and try to have at least 3 to 5, you can have 5 points of contact if you're including, one shoulder, the other shoulder, mid part of your back, your bottom, and your feet. So, 5 points of contact if you look at it that way. But you know what? My biggest pet peeve, the face palm thing, other than caring about people's safety, would be somebody doing bicep curls in a squat rack.
Yeah, that's important real estate. You're like, dude, really?
Because on leg day, it's Monday for me. I love early in the week leg days simply to get the testosterone boost up and just feel great throughout the week. And then I walk over to the squat rack and we got people over there, curling. And you're like, why are you curling?
You can curl anywhere in the gym.
Anywhere.
Why are you in the squat rack?
Literally anywhere in the gym and curl. Why do you
but you cannot barbell squat anywhere in the gym. You require a squat rack for that. Okay. Gotcha. I feel you there, man. So tell me about this. This is getting a little personal here, but, we'll be wrapping it up soon. So I like to get to these. What do you feel like your greatest strength as a father is?
I would say just being there for my son and letting him know that, letting him know that I love him. I constantly tell my son that I love him, how proud of him I am, that he makes me so happy, and we constantly play together. I probably get 3 hours of play in a day with my son, and that's just fantastic. So there's nothing comparable to that. Yeah.
Well, and it's active play too. It's not like you guys are like jamming on Call of Duty, right?
No, Lord, no. So
that'll help with the fitness prep. That's
right.
For sure.
Well, there's another philosophy, and I'm sure you follow this one with redefining dad bod. I mean, you have to maintain an active lifestyle and impose that upon your kids. If you're a couch potato, more than likely that's what your kids are going to become. Doesn't necessarily mean that's going to happen, but more than likely. So I like to do things with my son. There could be something playing in the background, but we're dancing around. We're chasing each other around the living room. We're doing push-ups, and I'm trying to teach him Turkish get-ups. It's, we're having fun, man.
Nice. No, man. I love that. That's a great strength to have as a father. I was recently reading about how, it was only 30 or 40 years ago, it was weird for a dad to be affectionate, to give their kid a hug or, tell them that they love them. And that, more recently, people are understanding that affection from a father is almost more important for developing young men than affection from their mother, which is intense to think about because I grew up without a dad. Basically, I know you have a similar background, and something in me is like that would have been nice, dude, to know what it's like to have healthy, good, positive, male affection. So I'm so glad that your guy gets that from you.
Yeah, I think it's crucial, man. And like you said, growing up without a father, you realize the importance of this little dude loves me unconditionally, throughout his entire body. He loves me with his heart and soul. And so you have to provide that same love back to him. And if you're not, I think you're missing a great connection if you're not doing that as a father.
Well, God, who else is going to love you like that?
No one. Exactly.
Your kid's like, you're my hero, Dad.
Yeah.
And I don't know anything about why you might suck worse than I think you do.
Right, exactly.
So going kind of off that,
Yeah.
what would you say your biggest weakness as a father is? What's the thing that you struggle with and that you're working on?
The thing that I struggle with that I'm working on as a father would probably be a little bit I more natural things with Braxton. So we listen to the doctor here and there. So when he's sick, they're like, give him this and this and this, and I don't like doing that. I don't like giving him Motrin or Tylenol or anything for that matter that's not like a natural remedy or natural cure. However, sometimes when your kid has that 103 or 104 fever, you just kind of have to do some things that you normally don't want to do as a father. And that's one of my big concerns is there's not enough natural products or not enough natural remedies and things in this world to satisfy the need for the kids. And that kind of terrifies me, honestly.
The industry for medicine for kids just blows my mind because on some level they have a lot of stuff that they recommend Motrin for, like, oh, fever, oh, runny nose, he's not sleeping well, you can just give him this. But then you read the label too and they're like, if they're under 2, don't do anything. And it's kind of like, that's awful.
Right. But you just told me to give my kid 5 milliliters of this stuff, because of his weight. And they were telling us that early because Braxton's Braxton, he's a big kid. He's not tiny. And so he weighs what most, 3-year-olds weigh. So, it's it's a double-edged sword. I don't want my kid to have an internal combustion moment where his core temperature heats up so bad that his organs start failing. And then again, I also don't want to put a bunch of chemicals in his body just to reduce a fever. For one symptom, if he's only got a fever and it's not a runny nose or a cough or this or that, you're treating 6 different symptoms or masking them per se, just to reduce a fever. So,
sure.
It's just, that sucks. And it's something that you sometimes have to do.
We don't know everything that could affect our kid in a negative way in the future. And I guess for me, I take a little bit of solace thinking about how I was raised and then how my mom was raised and thinking about what they did when they were kids and the fact that they're still kicking is pretty impressive.
It is.
So, I think if I'm being this intentional toward my child, it gives me just a little bit of hope that he's going to turn out just fine and I don't need to worry too much, but I feel you.
Yeah. And, the amount of shots that we get now too are kind of concerning to me. We get, if the kids get like 30 to 60 shots somewhere in there. Now, when we were kids, 18 shots max?
I don't remember, but I do remember. Okay, I have a fun childhood memory. Ready? They did the TB test. I don't know if you remember that. I thought they said TV as in television. So I was 4 years old and I remember you had the little bump on your arm. I thought the bump would grow if I watched too much TV. So that I remember not, like, I would walk into a room and cover my eyes because I had the TV test bump.
And now we know why Alex is into fitness, because he couldn't watch TV. That's his story, guys. Hey,
that's
I
it.
couldn't watch TV because of the test.
I was 4 years old and I had to go outside and play instead of the television. No more Power Rangers for me. Which sucked because I had a crush on Kimberly, the pink one.
I bet you did. My brothers did too. Which they're around your age. So yeah, my younger brothers all watched Power Rangers and I just made fun of them for it.
Yep, I would have been there for sure.
Kimberly was cute though, I'll give you that.
Nice. So Chris, I really appreciate the time, man. It's been awesome talking to you. I like to give my interview people the last word just to hear if there's anything else on your mind that you'd like our viewers to know.
Sure, guys. Look, limitations only exist if you let them. That's one of my favorite quotes, and I try to live by that every day. Another one, a quote that I would like to inspire you guys all is, success is on the other side of fear. Once you overcome your fears, you can notice that you can reach your success. So, you keep that in mind in your daily grind, in your daily struggle, and I think you'll be fine. I want to thank you again, Alex, for having me on. It's been a wonderful pleasure talking to you, brother. And, if you guys need any personal training, health, and nutrition advice, or personal training, health, and nutrition packages, feel free to look at www.PTbyCV.com or give me a call directly, 201-696-8146, and I'd be glad to help.
Inspiring words, man. Thanks so much. I appreciate you for being a dad who's defining dad bod and doing right by his wife and kiddos to set a great example, man. Thanks so much.
I appreciate it, brother.
And to you listening, if you or somebody you know is a dad who is blazing a trail, part of the tribe of dads who is setting a fantastic example for his kids and his community that you'd love to hear on the show, please send me an email at coachal@definingdadbod.com. This has been a Defining Dad Bod highlight interview with Chris Vanderslice. If you want to get in contact with him, his website is PTbyCV.com, or you can catch him on Facebook and Instagram of the same name. Hope his words were helpful and inspiring to you. And don't forget to stop by definingdadbod.com/donate to help out the show if you like what we're doing. Thank you so much. Until next time, guys, kick butt, take names.